Hello, offer artists, and welcome to our final Q&A call inside of Offer Art. It is so good to see all of you. Hi, Irene. Hi, Chloe. Hi, Allison. Hi, Alicia. Hi, Becca. Kai, Nancy. Everybody come to the chat box, say hello, make your gorgeous presence known. Let's be here together and just absolutely blow it up and have massive breakthroughs. So we are in our final Q&A inside of Offer Art. It's been amazing. And then tomorrow will be our closing call. So we'll all get together and just send you on your way as offer artists. So for today, what I'm going to do is go through the questions first that were dropped inside of our Facebook thread, and I'm going to answer those first. I think we're definitely going to have some extra time. So if you're here live and you have questions that you want answered or brainstorming that you want to do around your offer, I think we'll for sure have time to do that. But come to the chat box real quick. I'd love to just check in with you first. How are things going when it comes to your offers and offer creation? Any shifts, ahas within offer art? I'd love for you to just share what's coming up for you. Excitement, enthusiasm, shifts, questions. And if there's questions, we'll obviously get to those in this call, but drop those in the chat. I know within Offer Art, we've really gone through your product suite and making sure that your product suite and the offers you're creating are scalable so you can grow into high cash months. We really went into curriculum build out so you can get your clients incredible results and make your offer stand out. We talked about unleashing your offer artist, so you're really creating standout, unique, embodied offers. And then we finished out with increasing sales of your offers and all of the different strategic ways that you can increase the sales of the offers you already have. Okay, perfect. Chloe said, I'm turning overwhelm into I got this. I love this. Ashley said, I love the upsell training. Good. Yeah, really eye-opening, she said, on how to potentially double your sales from the same offer. Ashley, I'm glad that one landed for you. Okay, amazing. I'm just catching up with this. Yeah, Irene, I'm excited to hear from you if you have a question, because I know you're like building out this amazing membership and I'm excited for you. Okay. Yes, Naomi said I stopped being the savior and offered a scalable program and I sold 4 spots. Yes, you guys, yes, we're not here to like babysit clients. We're here to expand them, and it's actually even better for them and their results. So this is really, really great that you made that energetic scalability shift. That's beautiful. Alicia said, still catching up, but feeling like the sky is the limit. Absolutely, about my offers versus them just being an industry blueprint. Alicia, that's huge. Okay, amazing. So I'm going to go through, this is so good, you guys. I'm so excited for all these shifts. I'm going to go through these questions, and then if there's more time, which there will be, we'll open it up for more hot seat style Q&A, and you can tell me what's going on. Okay. So I'm going to start with Alicia. Alicia said, hi there. Hi, Alicia. I'm starting pre-launch for my group program tomorrow. Amazing. And let me just let Kayla in. Pre-launch will last 2 weeks and launch will be 3 weeks with a kickoff on 8/1. Cool. I originally wanted to do a 16-week program, but I'm actually going to do 12 due to my wedding. I want to offer some type of incentive in addition to the lower pre-sale price since this is the first round. And I'm thinking of doing a free 30-minute call with me or a nutrition audit so that they can get started on some things before the program officially launches. Thoughts? Yeah, you know what? When it comes to bonuses, it's just asking yourself, what is going to be really valuable for this client as a way to go deeper? She's going to know it's valuable. I know it's valuable for her. I'm going to message it as valuable. And it's just that little add-on of, hey, insert X bonus expires before X date. And if you buy before X date, or pay in full bonus, or however you want to incentivize people to move, like, here's the bonus. 30-minute one-to-one call is great. If you want to frame it more as like a 30-minute one-to-one call where we will audit your nutrition and then we're going to create a customized plan to help you X. I find that calls and Voxer and Access sells better when you give it an angle of like, here's what we're going to do, rather than like, get a 30-minute call with me. Sometimes people need to know like, and here's how the call is going to help you. But I think that's amazing, as well as an expiring discount. Perfect. And then you asked another question. After my honeymoon, I'm going to turn this program evergreen, which leads me to question number 2. Once the program ends, how do I approach re-signs and continued sales for when it turns evergreen, when I'm back and I'm selling it evergreen? I'm just reading. Yep. Is it as simple as saying next start date is X? So when a program is evergreen, you guys, it's not next start date is at X time, right? It's not, okay, and the next enrollment period and the next start date is August 1st. When a program is evergreen, people can buy it all the time. That's the vibe. People can buy it all the time. So how are you selling it? Well, number one, there's a training on this in Offer Art. You're going to be doing a shit ton of offer awareness, right? Do you guys see that when you follow me, within a week of following me, you're like, I get it. She's got the Trailblazers and she's got Amplify, right? Like, she talks about it all the damn time. Of course I do, right? It's offer awareness. And I talked about it in that training because when your clients know what they're supposed to be buying, they know your product suite because you're talking about it all the time. They're constantly watching, going, what am I about to join? What am I joining next? Oh, okay. And the call to action is just DM me to join, DM me to join. Whenever you're selling it on Instagram stories, and on the back end, you can say, great, you can start today. Or if your evergreen enrollment is like you enroll people for their start dates to be like every week or the top of the month or however you have that set up, that's fine. But you're just selling it all of the time. Now, the one thing I do want to say with evergreen offers, I do find, yes, you're selling it all the time. Yes, you can make daily sales. Yes, people can buy your 3K program straight from finding you on Instagram. And I do suggest doing pushes for evergreen offers, right? I do suggest being like, I'm going to do a big wave of a launch for an evergreen offer, even though it is always for sale, where you do something like a launch vehicle, get a whole bunch of the right qualified people into something like that, and pitch them on the back end with some kind of expiring bonuses that you can add for a limited time and say, get in now while it's hot. And that's going to bring like a flood of people in at once rather than a slow trickle of people in kind of throughout. Cool. Alicia, does that make sense?
Yes, totally. I think like the only remaining thing, and maybe this is just like a thought I'm having. So there's going to be like 3 weeks I'm out of pocket
Yeah.
after the program ends. And so I think like my thought process is, am I just going to go like ghost mode and then everyone's going to forget about it? Like, so if there's girls ending in the program and they want to re-sign, but I'm not going to have access to like internet or computer for 3 weeks straight. What would
Yeah.
be just like, hey, I'll be out, but we'll start X
Well,
time.
this is a really good question. You're allowed to take vacations as a coach. All you do is add the time that you're on vacation to their package. Literally.
Okay.
So if someone's in a 3-month container and you take a week off, you just alert everyone, I'm traveling this week. We're not going to have a call this week. I just added a week to everybody's contract,
Cool.
especially for an evergreen offer. Cool. Does that
Cool.
land? Okay.
Mhm. Yeah,
Okay.
perfect. Thank you.
Perfect. Okay, Heather asked, I'm still focusing on filling my one-to-one spots. I launched a freebie last week. I'm still selling it. I'll probably sell it for another week. How often is it professionally appropriate to offer freebies? I've been working on a few. Y'all, have all the freebies you want. All the damn freebies you want. Because they're just they're like nurture points in, right? It's like, oh, yeah, I know Heather does gut healing. So it's like, oh, you want my food guide. Oh, you want my like protein guide over here. Oh, you want the masterclass that's going to help you XYZ. And if you want to have a gajillion freebies, people will just try you on in all these different ways. And then they're like, okay, she's the coach for me. I watched her and 10 different master classes. It is time, right? And I love what Kayla said in the chat, like just put them in a library, freebie library, get access to all of it. Yeah, make as many as you desire. Okay, Shayla asked, thoughts on paid versus free boot camps? Thoughts on paid versus free boot camps. I'm thinking of running a 3-part training and maybe a live yoga class as a funnel to my new program. I want as many people in there as possible, which is why I'm thinking it could be good to be free, but I also don't know if that would be too much to give away for free. So here's my thoughts on free versus low ticket. Free is going to go broad, right? When you do a free masterclass, everyone that's a cold lead and their mother is gonna opt in for that. Okay, cool. Doing something of free, generally, I think of long game. Are there going to be conversions after a free masterclass in an XYZ program? Yeah, sure. There can be, but I find that when you're doing a low ticket and people have to swipe their credit card to get into something low ticket, they're a little bit warmer to you. They're a little bit all ready for that next step purchase. So you may get less people to opt in than something like a free masterclass, less people to buy. But because they've swiped their credit card once for that program, they're more likely to show up for the launch vehicle for the masterclass because they swipe their credit card for it, even if it's low ticket. And B, psychologically, they swipe their credit card once, they already said yes once, they're more likely to say yes the second time. So there's no right or wrong. It's just like, do a mix, right? If you're like, I really want to make sales and have a massive launch and I've been warming up my audience a lot, I say go low ticket. If you're like, I've got to build audience and trust here, I say go free and then go into low ticket. So just do a mix of both. The other thing, Shayla, that I want to say, I see that you wrote here, maybe do a live yoga class as a funnel to my program. Here's what I want to say, you guys, about micro into your macro offers. Your micro offer should be a very representative experience of your macro program, especially if you're specifically using it as a launch vehicle. So for you, Shayla, I know that yoga is like, from what I've heard about your signature program, it's not really going to be the main way that you help women heal their hormones. It's like, maybe you're going to add it on the side and maybe it's part of it, but the main thing you're going to be talking about with them is their nutrition and their like energetics. And so I want the launch vehicles and the micro programs to really mirror the experience you're going to be having in the upsell. So they get that, they try you on, and then they're very ready for the next thing. Does that land? If you're here, Shayla, put a yes in the chat box if that lands for people. Yes. Like mirror the experience. Topics should be the same. Okay, amazing. I don't think Shayla's here live, but cool. Okay. Ashley asked, for giveaways and bonuses, how much is too much? Would doing this monthly inside a low ticket membership burn out or cheapen the values of giveaways or bonuses, or train clients to expect it? I think giveaways and bonuses are fun. Like if you want to do them, they're just like sprinkles on top of the cake. You know what I mean? Like, people are buying for the cake, right? It's like, do you want the program? Do you not? Message it for the program. What's inside the program? The cake, the flour, the icing, the main enchilada. But if you're doing little giveaways and it's fun for you and it's incentives for people to be like, we're adding rainbow sprinkles, come on, come in while the rainbow sprinkles are here. I think that's fun and it doesn't cheapen it. It doesn't make people devalue it when it's not there. It's just extra if it's fun for you, Ashley. Like throw it in there, give people a reason. Sometimes people just need that little extra reason of like, why now? What's the urgency around this? Why do this? Oh, there's a giveaway. Oh, there's a bonus. I'm going to move now. Okay. For upsells, should we use content like client results or problem awareness to sell it? Or can it be as simple as, here's how we can go deeper together, here's what's included, here's the amount of spots, wondering if there is more to pitch when selling upsells to existing customers. So I often find that selling to existing customers within a container, like if they're already in there, they get the value of their work, of your work, and you're just like, by the way, if you want to go deeper with me, there you can do a VIP upgrade, and here's what we're going to do on the VIP upgrade, and here's how to buy it. There's X amount of spots, here's the link. Perfect. In terms of continuations, that I would incentivize. So in terms of continuations to the next new offer, that's when I would do things like you can credit your current payment of, for you, Ashley, I know your product suite, like you can credit the last payment of your low ticket membership to upsell into the mid ticket membership, something like that. Or like for this, I'll say you can credit offer art to join Trailblazers, but that credit expires on X date. So there is a little bit of urgency to move into the next thing. But when it's an upsell, to just deepen with your current clients, it's as simple as like, do you want to go deeper? Here's the link. Does that land, Ashley?
It does. Thank you very much. And then just a quick follow up, this might be more of a logistical question, but for that credit to an upsell offer, if they're on two different platforms, I guess how logistically would you recommend kind of going about that? Should I do the work as the coach to just put all of the content on both platforms and then they have that credit and then they only need to access one platform to get it? Or I don't know, I guess just from what you've seen, like how would you recommend going about it? Especially if I do want to credit what they're paying for one offer towards another offer.
Like in terms of like just creating the payment link sort of thing?
Yes, because if I have my low ticket membership and then they want to upgrade to the higher ticket membership, that would essentially be two different payments. And so I'm
Yeah.
just trying to figure out.
Yeah. So quite simply on the checkout link, you would send them the link for like the mid-ticket membership. Hey, here's the link to join the mid-ticket membership. Use code X at checkout and it will take Y amount off. So just create like a discount code.
I see. And then they're still paying technically for both, but they just got a discount from.
They just got a discount code. So, or you can cancel them out of the membership, the low ticket membership payment wise, and just keep them in there on the back end, whichever is easier for you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. Cool. Does anyone have any like things that they want to discuss? That those were the only questions in the Q&A thread. So things that they want to discuss of just what's coming up for them and their own offer and their creation, anything that's coming up. Okay, Chloe, come on up.
Hi, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, my son is singing in the background. Okay, so I am right now, like I'm feeling pretty, geez Louise, hold on. I'm trying to rebuild my offer suite right now. And it's really exciting and there's been a lot of growth in that, a lot of good stuff. And also, hello Wobble. So I am trying to figure out, and I rewatched the training. I think it was one of the first ones on like how to structure and like ideally what you'd focus on first for this build out. And right now I'm working on my signature program and rebuilding that, and it's almost done, which is insanely fast for me. But I'm wondering how to continue to reverse engineer this funnel because there's several things that are important right now, and I'm struggling to figure out what needs to take priority because I have trouble focusing on one thing at once. So I'm doing okay with prioritizing my signature program, but I also need to be thinking about building a funnel for my current free offers before I like redo them. I need to actually build a pathway that makes sense, like automations and things like an email sequence. And then on the back end of that, I have a few one-to-one clients graduating that wouldn't be a good fit for this signature program. And I have a high ticket membership that's been sitting there. And now there's people that need to be in it. And I'm like, well, shit, I haven't fully built it. So I'm just wondering your thoughts on like how to decide next steps when everything feels super important.
Yeah, well, the thing that I'll reflect back to you is it's actually not all super important. Like, and I want that to be a big weight off your shoulders, that it doesn't need to be a big funnel with a nurture sequence to a thing to sell this group launch, right? To sell this group program. Yeah. Like you have the group program and it's like, sure, yeah, if you want to do a big wave of a push for it and you want to drive traffic into some kind of like, 3-part masterclass or boot camp, like, yeah, you can create that and outline what that is. And it's just going to be a representative sample of the program and run it and then just sell and pitch on the back end of that. But there doesn't need to be a whole bunch of like automations and traffic to a freebie and a nurture sequence happening. That's like way extra.
Okay. Kayla will laugh because we've been talking about how we both love to make things way too hard because bigger is better apparently in our minds.
Oh no, simple.
I'm trying to unlearn this.
Better. Yeah, simple is always better. Ask yourself, guys, this goes for everything in offers and sales and content. How can I make this easier? And this goes also too for things like giveaways, bonuses. It's like, what do I already have? Do I want to give my time because that's easier? Or do I want to throw in a training because that's easier? Do I want to get on a workshop where I don't have to prepare diddly squat and I just audit shit? Or like, you know what I mean? Like, how can I sell this in the easiest way possible? Because part 2 of your question of like, I have these one-on-ones and now I need to build out a mid-ticket membership for them. No, you don't. If you don't want to, if you have a couple of one-to-ones, it's like re-sign them or re-sign them if they need less support at a slightly lower proximity package. Like, oh, instead of calls every week, we're going to do bi-weekly, or instead of Voxer all the time, we're going to do Voxer for a week once a month or whatever that is. but you don't need to go build out some massive offer with branding, with a funnel and a thing and a nurture sequence to like keep people in your world.
Yeah. And two reflections on that too. Like I'm doing a podcast masterclass series and I'm just going to make it free and it's literally going to be my like framework broken down into 6 episodes.
Amazing.
So yeah, we'll see how that goes. It'll be fun. And
Yeah.
then the
And that
second
could, by the way, Chloe, be the launch vehicle. Oh, we're going to
yeah.
do a challenge where you listen to these podcasts and you enter for a chance to win every time that you tag me and like do a takeaway from the episode. And then now everyone's shouting you from the rooftops and the launch vehicle is done and you pitch on the back end of an episode or however that works.
Yeah, I'm excited to I was typing it out before hopping on the call. And as for the like the membership on the back end, it actually is built. There's just other features that I'm putting I'm putting the pressure on myself to have available now when in reality they don't actually need that. Like I literally could just sell it now and be like this feature coming soon, but here I am.
Totally.
Just needed the validation sometimes.
Yeah,
My
totally.
follow-up question, sorry, didn't mean to cut you
No,
off.
I was just gonna say like something, this goes for everyone, like something I want you guys to really take away from offer art is like part of being an offer artist is like not going to those patterns of I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? Because you do know what to do, right? And I know that of course we have like mentors and coaches and things to reflect our power back to us and guide us, but it's like, where are you making it more complicated? And can you just be like, I know what to do. This is going to work because I know the principles. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that definitely, it's just needed that reminder today. It's sometimes like, oh yeah, actually you do have all the tools available. You're just fucking around. Like just go put it on the paper, McGavin. My follow-up question to that is in this wobble, I find this repeating thought, and I'm just wondering how much to play into it. And I feel like I know what you're gonna say, but we'll see. Is I've been told that like I feel like there might be a possibility where I don't think giving away too much is the right phrase, but like I feel like I might be unintentionally like prolonging the warming period by being so helpful, if that makes sense. And currently not having a place to like feel solid to sell them into because I'm working on um this program right now. So either I'm making a really boiling hot audience, which is great, or they're like satisfied for now and they're like, cool, we'll wait for the next thing. So I guess just maybe I'm just looking for like a little pep talk on like just remembering like the content is just the abundance. There's no possible way that people are going to learn everything that they need to learn from my Instagram page. But at the same time, I feel like some of the assets that I have, like low cost assets, I find myself either underpricing or like wobbling on the value. Am I giving this away for too low a price? Like that sort of thing. So any thoughts around that as I'm in this wobble and I'm trying to step into the next level of my business would be appreciated.
Well, I think the first thing is that people will always pay for depth and support and community and everything that like coaching and mentorship provides, even if they have all of the how, right? Because the how for everything that we do is kind of everywhere, right? So I think there is
Right.
that like you really can't give too much away, but at the same time, I think just because you said this and you know, if that's something that you feel, you can flag that. It's like, are you giving like are there areas where you feel like you're devaluing yourself just because you use that language? And it's like, okay, you know, maybe there are times when you're giving like a ton of different like video series and putting a ton of work into something and it's really supportive for people where you do put a bigger price tag on it and it isn't just like this cute freebie. And I think energetically that may feel better for you. And for certain ways that we're pricing things, when we get people on the hook through pricing, because there's transformation and transaction, it's actually better for our clients as well. So I would just flag, like when I'm pricing things, it's more that I ask myself, like, have I priced this in a way that's going to get my client on the hook enough to show up the way that I need her to show up to get the transformation. It's not coming from scarcity or lack, but it is like, is what I'm giving the right energetic exchange where she's going to show up with the right energy to get what she needs. And then it's also going to feel good for you as the coach.
Okay. Yeah, I think the big mental block or mindset block or whatever for me is like, I feel like the stuff that I have available where I've been like changing the prices, but they've all been like really low prices, is like I feel like because I build slowly, I am outpacing my growth. So it's not that the information is even irrelevant, but even the way that I deliver the information has different it factor. And I feel like, so it's even looking at content for, or like trainings from a year ago, which are highly valuable that I've put together in a new format for a program, like a one-off offer that I've priced at $99 and going, ooh, is this like too high or too low? Like, are these garbage trainings? And like, it's just really interesting because I feel like even though I know what my strength is and like talking and teaching is it, I still like second guess. I think what it actually is, it feels like I'm actually second guessing the content itself, even though like if I go back and listen, I'm like, that's all solid. But there's some reason where I don't feel super sold on it. I think because perfectionism.
Yeah,
But
it's like we have to be able to look at our old work, and even though we've evolved so much in terms of all of the things that you're saying, and like you would deliver it slightly differently or whatever, you have to look at who is this serving and is this really valuable for them? And
yeah.
that the answer is a solid yes, and just get convicted in that.
Yeah. I guess just reminding myself that like I literally could be only one step ahead of my soulmate client and still be a leader. And the fact that like I'm 10 steps ahead of who that was recording those trainings feels weird, but she's still one step ahead. So it's still valuable and still helpful. So,
Yeah,
okay. Thanks,
it's
coach. Needed the reminder.
You're good. You're good. And yeah, easy is execution, right? Simple execution. Okay, Irene, come on up.
Hi, Alex.
Hi.
I launched the simulation, but then my audience, I had a need for a mastermind. So I dropped a mastermind and I have a couple girls in there already. So now I'm selling two things, which yay, but I'm not confused, but I'm wondering if you think I'm confusing my audience and if there's a better way to sell both simultaneously. So there's that, but also I'm doing a last push, a 3-day event. And it is a mini version of what we're going to be doing in simulation. And I got a little bit lost in my messaging in the sense of expression is my jam. Like bold expression is it. And I haven't been really speaking to it much until like 2 days ago when I dropped my 3-day event. So the question is like, do you think I'm confusing my people with all these things I'm bringing out? And like my soul is just coming back again, talking, it wasn't gone, but like talking about expression and being expressed and specific content together.
Yeah, that's not confusing. Like we get that all of that's important. So my first question with the two offers, is it distinctly different who is right for each offer and what you're going to be doing in both offers?
Well, the main difference is proximity to me.
Okay.
Because we both have access to both things, but no.
But it's for like, is it for a woman at different like levels? Is it for a woman, or is it really like same woman, different layers of proximity and like you're going to be doing the same work inside for the same transformation?
You know what? There is a different, I didn't think about that. I'm missing a big piece of my messaging then, because there is in the mastermind, we're going deeper into like leadership and more emotional intelligence work because there's more time.
Okay. So I would make like, if you're going to sell both, you can sell both at the same time, but just make sure that you're distinctly sharing if you're this person and you're here in your transformation and you want X results and you're craving X work, come to simulation, right? If you're this person, and I imagine it's a person who, again, like wants to go deeper, is maybe further along, is wanting more of those energetic leadership conversations, and you know you're dealing with X issues, and your real work is to have like these types of conversations, mastermind is for you, right?
Okay.
These types of conversations that are going to take you here. So it's just making sure that your audience can kind of self-select where they're supposed to go.
Okay. Thank you. And then one more bit of messaging and content for this, the expression part. Every time and maybe it's a mindset thing, but I try to talk about it, I think like, oh, it's not baby coach, it's important to me, but I want to speak to like I always want to tie it to when you're expressed, you actually can speak to your soulmate client, but that's my only avenue with that.
But that's perfect. Because
Yeah.
that like being self-expressed in it, like think about all of the different ways that that's showing up for them. Yes, it's showing up in the content. It's also showing up in their coaching style. It's also showing up in their like offers that they're creating, in the trainings that they're including within their offers, in the ways that they're showing up on Instagram stories, IG lives. Like, sure, yeah, it all comes back to attracting your soulmate client to make money online. But there's so many different ways where lack of self-expression is holding them back. And when you can call that out in specific examples, right? Like, it's coming up when you retake your Instagram stories 10 times because you want to say it perfectly. And then that's actually like causing you to sound like a robot and it doesn't land and your dream client doesn't buy. Like when you can call out those specific examples and then go, self-expression looks like ABC in all of these different ways, right? The offers, the trainings, the coaching, the selling, the content, that's how your clients are going to get better results. You're going to have a community. People are going to be coming back to you. The people are going to buy, like, yeah, like all of that. That's the avenue. That's the vehicle.
So helpful. Thank you.
Cool. And you got it? Anything else?
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Okay, amazing. Okay, great. Naomi asked, I have a question about how you talk about these different offers in your content, like a timing or cadence. Yeah, so whatever offer I'm selling, right? Whatever offer is at the forefront, and obviously I go in waves with different offers of what I'm pushing. The content definitely positions that offer as the thing that people should be buying. So when I was selling Trailblazing Content, which is obviously a content messaging program, I was doing a lot of content around where people have gaps in content and messaging and what they need to do to better at that to build their business. And then when I was selling Offer Art, there was a lot of content around gaps in offers and what needs to shift in your offers to get X result. And when I'm selling my Amplify Mastermind, I'm going to be speaking to problems that are a little bit more about scaling, a little bit more of the problems that are being solved in Amplify Mastermind. And I'll do that for that push of that offer. So it's so nuanced that when your clients are following you, it's not going to feel like some jarring shift, right? Because it's like at the end of the day, it all comes back to macro transformation, build a business, or whatever your transformation is that you teach. So it's not jarring, but we know as business owners, as marketers, as, you know, people who are being smart with our content, that it's positioning our offers as the solutions. Cool. Okay, Kayla.
Hello.
Hi.
I wrote my question in the chat, but I'm just going to talk it out with you. About offers, but kind of a nuanced situation. So I see how within your offers you upsell, so that people can like get intensive private support, that kind of, it's like a 1 month intensive.
Yeah.
And what I'm curious about the nuances, like I know that it's kind of easier when you upsell to your current clients because they already have access to like Trailblazing Content. Like the coaching would be so potent, right? But my question is like, I know that I'm not doing it this summer because I'm busy, but I know in the fall I'm going to be doing more of that. And my concern is like, well, should I also include like the mini courses that I have to catch them up to speed, because then I'm not like repeating myself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I'm trying to find the balance, because I noticed when I did a 1 month intensive with somebody in May, there's certain things that they didn't have from like my signature program. And I was like, I don't feel like I can take you as deep as I want to. So I'm just like wondering how you navigate that, because I find that's frustrating, but I love the idea of like doing an intensive, because not everybody wants to commit privately for 6 months or to go into a mastermind.
Yeah, really great question, because I totally know what you mean. And I'll honestly, in the sales process, just have an honest conversation about where they're at and what I think they need. So as an example, I'll have people come in and be like, I want to do a 1 month intensive with you for content. And I'll kind of take a look and I'll be like, I can totally sell you on a 1 month intensive and we can do XYZ, but I'm going to be honest with you. You're going to get a ton of foundations that are essential for you in insert program. And I honestly think it would be more beneficial for you to buy this or bundle both, and I'll give you like a little discount to bundle both and buy both, like that sort of thing. But I just handle it honestly in the sales conversation. And then I'm like, and if you want to skip that and do an intensive, we can do it. But there's foundations that, again, are going to be more beneficial in XYZ program. And so I think when you just are honest with people about where they should go based off of what you're seeing, and you're having an organic, like, where are you at conversation in the sales process, you can handle it that way.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, because that's like, obviously, you know me, I'm working on not over delivering, and it's like just like setting the boundaries and the standards like from the get-go. So for me, I was like, an old version of me would be like, okay, well, we're gonna do intensive, but I'll just like give you these mini courses so that you have everything you need. But I really love that reminder, like just be honest. Like this is what you can expect from 1 month versus, you know, X instead. So that's awesome. Yeah, thank you. Because I'm thinking of like other offers, like mini offers like this. So that's kind of where my head was at.
Perfect. Yeah. And something you also can do, as long as it feels good for you, is in these intensive, just like include access to like 1 or 2 really needle moving trainings, right? Like, oh, you bought a one-off intensive, you're going to get automatic access to these 2 trainings if that feels important. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, sweet. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. I love that question. Bye, Irene. Okay, Natasha.
Hello, darlings. So my question is kind of really specific. As I was going through Offer Art, I was just realizing that my job, my title is Certified OBM, which means I'm really good at tech, I'm really good at systems. It's like I could do it in my sleep with my eyes. Like it doesn't really make me though. Like when I look back and I analyze what was my it factor, I rewatched your masterclass.
I love it.
Rewatched everything, and I was like, what actually got me to where I am today is not because I was good at doing funnels or understanding sequences or tags. It was because I mastered the art of like communication through my voice, like the cadence of my voice, or like understanding how to make the camera like your moneymaker, or how to just like use your iPhone and your Mac to make magic. And so I was like, okay, this kind of relates back to when I was doing SEO with photographers and like why I always worked in media in New York City. And I'm like, okay, but am I creating 2 different businesses? Like you mentioned in one of the first trainings where it's like, okay, I know I want to teach people how to like be their own OBM or like be their, or like automate their own VA in a sense. However, I'm feeling pulled to like people that tend to hide behind the camera, pulling them in front of the camera. Like people that want to start the YouTube channel, but like turn on the camera and they're like, and their voice just changes to like, hi, I'm Mary. How are you? And so I'm like, I know I need to do that. Like it's in my DNA. Like I'm a singer. I was in theater. I'm like, I know that this could be something and I want to leverage it, but I don't want to make my continuations that, oh, and now you have to be like a one-to-one OBM client because that's where my top of the funnel is. And I'm like, well, maybe I made a mistake. Like, how do I make it the continuation if the continuation feels like it ends at, oh, I have to just take over everything as your OBM. I'm like, oh crap.
You're helping other OBMs become OBMs, right? Not just.
Yeah. So it's kind of like both. And that's why I was like, crap, I'm kind of creating like 2 different businesses, it seems. Cause it's like I have people, or even like my current client, she's like a spiritual coach, which is like so random. And she's like always fascinated what I'm doing behind the scenes in like Kajabi or like ClickFunnels. She's like, what are you doing? How does it work? So I've been building out something like a low ticket, mid ticket, like membership type of thing for people that just want to like plug in and learn how to like be their own OBM or like actually be a solopreneur, but like do it correctly. So that you're not like, you know, running around in circles. However, I know that my main thing needs to be like getting behind the camera, using your voice, the cadence, and building that one out. So I'm like, maybe there's a way to blend the 2.
It all makes so much sense. It's one business because at the end of the day, you're helping people like monetize, right? Like you're helping people.
Yeah.
And one way that you're doing that is through the OBM work, the systems, the XYZ things that need to happen for business owners practically on the back end. But the other part, monetizing and signing on clients is all of the other genius that you're sharing, like
Mm,
camera and show up this way and all of that work. So if you want to expand your brand, I don't even think of it as a pivot because it's not, you're just
mm,
expanding into depth. I talk about this with clients all the time. It's just a deepening, an expansion, not a shift. I think that's going to feel
yeah,
really good for you. And it's not like the OBM stuff is going anywhere. That's an amazing zone of genius,
yeah,
but you're
exactly.
adding to it. Yeah. And it all comes back to the macro result of like grow your business.
Exactly. Okay, so there still can be that continuation where it doesn't feel like I have to not shove them, but like where it ends up as the OBM. Like I still need to figure out. I think that's the problem. It's like I started off with the lower ticket and working my way up versus starting from like, well, where's the end of it? And then working my way down to try
Yeah.
to funnel it up.
Well, I think there's going to be like, you're ultimately helping business owners, right? And so I think there's
Yeah.
being like, if someone's hiring you for like a done for you OBM service as a business owner, okay, that's like your highest tier package. And maybe they also hire you for the
Mm,
other stuff that you like are really genius at, and you help mentor them in that way too. Like, be open to that if you desire to be. But I think there's
yeah, it's kind of like been blended in a way because like she's always on camera and she's just like, I feel awkward right now. Like,
yeah,
walk me through what I'm supposed to be saying. And
yeah,
I'm not going to walk you through what you're supposed to be saying. We're like almost having like a come to Jesus moment where I'm like, I know you so well. I know your personality. Like you're sitting funny, like you're wearing like clothes you would never wear. Your hair is not the way that you would wear it. And we're almost like getting into like an embodiment through the voice. I don't know how to describe it. It's very unique. So I'm like, I haven't seen much of it in the online space. It's normally people that are in like the theater world in person. So I'm like, okay, I need to figure out how to make this work for online. I know there's a way to do it. So it's just like, okay, just need to keep pushing forward and not separate the two. Just keep it very blended. It's like, no, you need all of this to get to the macro experience. Okay.
exactly.
Yes.
Like if someone hires you for all of it, they can get all of it, or you can break it into micro offers. And that's go with the
Mm,
standout offer. That's like, one is about
yeah.
owning your voice, and the other is like your systems for your business. You want all of it,
Mm,
hire me for all of it.
yeah. Okay, perfect. Yay.
Yay, excited. Okay, cool.
We just talked it out. Perfect.
Does anybody have anything else before we pop off? Allison, come on up.
Hi. So
Hi.
I'm loving offer art. I feel like I've had to, buckle down and like watch everything and make sure to get through it. I had questions on timing, and this might be more of a sales question in terms of an offer question, but do you have a recommended lead up for a macro offer versus micro offer, or how long you sell things or how you transition? I mentioned some of that, but if you could go into that.
I personally, for like super low ticket, like even something that's like $27, I still like to sell things for like 2 weeks because I like to make it a massive deal. I'm like, I don't want anyone to miss it. I want to get loud about it. Let's do it for 2 weeks. If it's something like this, like a micro program, I'll sell it for a whole freaking month. Like, and that doesn't get boring to me because I have all of these different angles in, there's all these different modules, there's so many different ways into the material. Like I can sell it while it's running, like with testimonials coming in, like that doesn't get boring. And then for something that's more of like a mastermind, like all in high proximity, and I'm really wanting to fill it in a certain period of time, I'll typically make that whole thing like a 4 to 6 week runway. But that includes for me, like selling something low ticket within that. So like as an example, if I were going to do a big old launch for something like a 6-month mastermind program, and I really wanted to fill that, when I say 6 weeks, that includes like, yes, I'll pre-sell the mastermind, but then I'll go into pitching the launch vehicle, and then I'll pull back out and go into like really hard selling the mastermind. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. So there's different phases to it. And that's actually, you did a really good, I guess with offer art, like you're still selling it, even though it's already started, but you're joining live.
Yeah. Like if one of you guys tags me, I'll repost it, put the branding on it, and be like, join offer art. Here's a link, like, why wouldn't I? Yeah. And that's too, like, I mean, this is more of a sales conversation to your point, like you said, but it's like sales get to be that easy, especially when everything's evergreen all the time. It's like, here's a link, buy it right now, buy it tomorrow.
It's less of like a cliff when you do it that way too, like
Yes.
now or never, or then you have to pivot. So that
Exactly. Yeah, that's personally why I really like evergreen offers. Yeah. Yeah. Helpful? Cool.
Thank you.
Amazing. Yeah. Hi, Jacqueline.
Hi. I've been kind of I'm behind on the trainings, as you know, I was traveling. So
Hawaii
yeah,
girls.
yes. So I'm a little bit behind on the trainings. But I have a question for you because I know you know that I have my boot camp that's coming up
Yes.
tomorrow. I'm super excited because again, being in this like transition period, it's been like I feel like I'm having to like re-warm up an audience again because I went from, you know, this type of client to now I'm like, okay, we're doing like full on business coaching here now. So, my question to you is I've had this idea that I was going to, at the end of the boot camp, try to get I have a mastermind that I want to run because I have people that like they do want to work with me long term. So I'm kind of like putting together that space, but I'm almost thinking that since again, I feel like I'm still like warming people up. Like, do you think it's a good idea for me to run like instead like maybe like a mini mind where it's more of like a shorter term um
I
thing
think
like
that's coming from fear. Run the master.
yeah.
If it's coming from like, oh, I'm worried people won't commit, but where I really want them to go is the long-term thing. And like you're doing, I know that you
That's
have
100% what I want.
just run the long-term thing. And you know what,
Yeah.
Jack, if it doesn't have like people are gonna buy the long-term thing, you're gonna crush it, you're gonna crush the launch. But that's what's so beautiful is like if you don't get the numbers that you want, whatever, then you run a mini mind. You downsell people
Right.
and upsell them on the back end of that. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
go for it with the mastermind. And then it's like touch base, reset, re-nurture the people who didn't buy, and then they will. You know?
Okay. Okay, yeah. It's definitely a shit. Like, are people gonna go for this? Like, I don't know. Have I warmed them up enough? Like, I mean, I am jam packing this boot camp. Like, it's like kind of sick. I was almost gonna ask you, like, am I giving away like too much stuff? But I'm like, no, I'm just like going all in. Like, they're still gonna need support. Like you said a little bit ago, like a lot of what we do is already out there. I mean, you can consume hours of information and you'll have a lot of information, but it's the implementing that
Yes.
and having the support with that that's like kind of the biggest thing. And I know that, but it's still like this, you know, am I doing, are they going to need me afterwards? You know what I mean? But
And I want you to include it in the launch vehicle. And this is getting a little bit more nuanced, but I'm just going to go here with you for a second. Make sure you have slides that say that. Here's what we
okay.
learned. Here's what you didn't learn that's required for you
Okay.
to grow the six-figure business. Do you see all of this? And I know you
Yeah.
have access to that in the business.
Yeah. I watched that training actually like last week for
Yeah.
the how to run the
So
launch vehicle. Like yeah.
model that pitch. Model that
Okay.
pitch. It will make a difference because people will
Okay.
think, oh, I've got what I need until you're like,
Yeah.
no, you don't. Right? Loving
Yeah.
that. No, you don't. As a coach, let me show
Yeah.
you all your gaps. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay,
Cool.
thank you.
Cool. Of course you did, Chloe. Got my first inquiry while on this call. Simple sells, baby. Okay, you guys, I'm so excited for everything that you're creating and building and launching and selling. Y'all are offer artists. Is there anything left in these last few minutes that you're like, offer artist coming to a close, and I just have this one question about offers? Anything? Everyone's feeling like an offer artist genius. Okay, amazing. Well, let's all get on our call tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're just going to like get on, seal this all in, bring it home, launch you off, tell you how incredible you are, rock you into your power, and then we'll close out Offer Art officially. So I'll see you tomorrow. And if you haven't finished the trainings, watch them. They're good. I like them, right? They're there for a reason. So watch them, take action. And B, if you haven't tagged me on Instagram stories yet with a takeaway or DM'd me a takeaway, when you do those two things, you're going to unlock a content workshop that we're going to do on July 1st. So if you want to unlock a free content workshop where we're going to outline content to help fill your offer and you want access to that and auto enrollment to that, you unlock it by tagging me and DMing me a takeaway about Offer Art, and then you get auto enrollment. And if you don't want to do that, that's also perfect. But if you do, I'd love to see you there. Okay, so I adore you. I'll see you tomorrow and I'll talk to you soon. Mwah. Bye. Bye.